Hey fam, I'm Bianca Renee.
And I'm Royce.
And we are going to tell you everything about my birthing experience.
It was a very crazy, emotionally filled day with a lot of different twists and turns.
Royce filmed and documented everything.
Best I could, given the circumstances.
So go back and watch that video first so you can come back here to get all the juicy details.
Oh yeah.
So I'll start from the top. I was due February 1st. This little booger taking a nap over here.
Yes, we have Jalen here.
He did not want to come out. So we waited and we waited and then we just didn't really want to wait anymore. We didn't want to...
She didn't want to wait anymore.
Yeah, I was the pregnant one. But our doctor didn't want us to go past a week after.
Yeah. So it was time regardless.
Yeah, you can go 2 weeks after. They say that's still pretty kind of safe. But then the longer you wait is when you start getting into more risk. And like the placenta could stop working and they could lose fluid. So I just didn't even want to like go there. And we thought it'd just be safer just to get him out a week later. So he actually came exactly 1 week later. Beautiful. On Saturday, February 8th.
Yeah.
But I was induced. You know, I didn't have that like, oh, contraction experience and oh, my water broke.
Yeah, I know you really wanted that too.
I did.
It's okay.
But I'm also very impatient.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. But everything worked out the way it was supposed to.
Yeah, so Royce and I made the conscious decision to go in on that Friday at 12 o'clock.
I always envisioned the first time, you know, obviously going in, rushing in, like you in a wheelchair or something, like, wait, Nate, she's having a baby. Which way to the doctor's room? Gah! Like all that. Yeah, I know that's not how it works. Stuff. Yeah, exactly. So the fact that we just strolled in like, hi, we'd like to schedule an appointment.
Yeah, I did my hair, did my makeup, you know, walked in casually.
Yeah.
So we got to the hospital at 12 o'clock. Then at 2 o'clock is when I got induced. To get induced, they gave me a quarter of a pill called Cytotec. And you place it under your tongue and then it naturally dissolves. So by the time it all dissolved, maybe 30 minutes or less, I started to feel contractions. I didn't know what a contraction was supposed to feel like because I've never had a baby before. So people were trying to explain that it's kind of like a period cramp.
I wouldn't know.
You would not know. I've never really had like extreme even period cramps to really relate to. So I was like, okay. So then I started feeling like, okay, that's a little tight. You know, I see the period cramp now. But then it got stronger and stronger and stronger.
Like,
and
out of nowhere, super fast.
So they gave me the pill and then she's like, okay, so you're probably gonna have this baby like Saturday night or Sunday. This is like Friday afternoon. I was like, Sunday?
Yeah.
They're like, it's for 3 days?
They said it was highly unlikely that we would have the baby that same night.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, okay, like let's settle in. Like we're not going anywhere. And then I'm looking at the little chart, the meter, and she said it didn't correlate to the strength of the contraction.
It looked like it correlated.
But I was like at an 8, right? Like down here. But then when it started to really kick in, it was at 100. I literally went from 8 to 100 and it felt like 100. And like in movies and people with the contractions are like, oh, contraction, and then it goes away. And then you have one and then it goes away. I was just like I had no drops. I was just peaking. So all of a sudden the nurse like kind of walks in pretty quickly and it's like, okay, can we get some oxygen please? I was like, oxygen? What for? So she puts an oxygen mask on me. And then she's like, I need some help in here. And then 2 more nurses come in and like, okay, she's peaking. So then they had to like chill me out because my body was having such a strong reaction to this quarter of a pill. So then they had to give me this shot. I don't know what the shot was called. I just texted my doctor. We'll see if she texts me back. But they had to give me like half a dose. And then like, you know, let's just give her 2 doses. So they gave me 2 doses of some shot that kind of counteracts the pill. Because the pill was just so strong for me. And I'm like squeezing Royce's hand. I was in such excruciating pain. It was really
bad. And then I felt bad because there was this one moment where I really had to go to the bathroom.
Oh, he was like, can I go to the bathroom? I was like,
can I go?
No, you can't go anywhere.
Well, this is my life now.
But that was bad. And it's like, people always say, once you have the baby, you forget about all the pain. And that's kind of true. Because like, I remember being in pain, but only 3 weeks out, I can't like really describe what it felt like, but I just know like my whole body was tense, like everything was contracting and you just want it to stop and it doesn't. It's just extremely uncomfortable. So at this point, I'm only 1 centimeter dilated and I was in so much pain. I was like, is it too early to get epidural? Because I need it now. And like you always hear like you're supposed to wait to get the epidural until you're like 5 centimeters or like, you know, don't go past 8. But apparently there's no more rules for when you can get epidural. You just get it whenever you want it and need it. So they're like, yeah, you can have it now. I was like, okay, I think I want it now.
Yeah, let me tell you how this went down, all right? So she's like, I want epidural. And I'm like, for me, I'm like panicking. I'm like, whatever you want. So I run out. I'm like, get this woman an epidural. And they're like, oh.
He yelled at the nurse.
I didn't yell, but inside, that's how I felt. When I reality, I was like, excuse me, I think she wants an epidural. Can we please get an epidural? They're like, okay, cool, yeah, we'll set that up. And then they're like, all right, cool, it's gonna take like 30 minutes to prep and stuff. And I'm like, oh, okay. So then I run back in. I'm like, all right, they're prepping it now. And then I guess at this point the contractions had kind of chilled for a second. So then
I went from 100 to like 60. Yeah. But like that was as low as I was going.
So then she was kind of like, you know what, I think I'm good. I want to try and hold off. I'm like, are you sure? She's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. So I run back and I'm like, hey guys, call off the epidural. She's fine. And they're like, okay. So they called it off. I come back in. I'm like, called off the epidural. And she's like, I want the epidural. I'm like, ah. And I run out. I'm like, get this woman an epidural. And then they're like, what do you want? And I'm like, I don't know. Just get the epidural.
As you can see, all this part did not make the video because we had no time to film.
I can't film that. I can't. She needs an epidural.
I would have been mad if Royce was like, are you okay with the camera?
Wait. And action. Say that again. What do you want?
Yeah, we couldn't show you that part. Not on purpose. It just didn't happen. Everything was happening so fast. I always knew I wanted to get epidural because everyone that I've talked to, they're like, yeah, I wanted to go natural, but then I got the epidural and then everything was great. Like, I'm so happy I did. I don't care. I know if you do a natural birth, power to you, bravo. It's gonna hurt. And I don't know why you don't get any extra brownie points for going through extra pain. And I just wanted to be able to enjoy the rest of my birth instead of just wanting to kill myself and cry. Because literally during that point, I was like, well, Royce, this is our only child.
Right.
This is it.
No, she was like, we're only having one.
We're only having one. We're only doing this one time.
It was crazy.
That's how bad it was. So then I get the epidural. So to get the epidural, they put a shot in your back, in your spine. But getting the epidural actually hurt. So you're curled over and they're like, okay, it's gonna sting. And then it did sting. I was like, ooh. And then, that's the first part, is the numbing part, because they numb the area, so that part stings. And then they put in the needle, and I remember actually like whimpering because it hurt. I was like,
See, that's probably why we had to leave, because then it's a very, very like precision-based thing. Yeah. So yeah, if I'm over there like, what are you doing to my wife? It's probably not gonna be good.
Then once the shot was done, I was like, okay, you're done. You did great. I was like, okay, cool, lay down. And then not too long after that, you go numb from the waist down. And then everything was better. I saw butterflies and rainbows.
Let me tell you.
Unicorns were in my room.
Before she got the epidural, I just remember pain, wincing, squeezing of the hand, it about to break. So then when they come back to us, like, hey, so you guys can come back in. She got the epidural, she's resting. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I walk in, it's just dead quiet. She's like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, are you good? She's like, I feel great. I'm like, okay. Like, it was just a complete shift.
I know there's a lot of different opinions about getting epidural and drugs and C-section. Whatever makes you happy, do you. But 10 out of 10 would recommend an epidural. It just made everything better. I personally don't see the point of just being in pain and having such like dark memories of the birthing experience, because they were pretty dark in the beginning. I just wanted to be happy. I had visitors. My best friend came to see me. I could be like, hey, what's up? Meanwhile, I'm looking at the charts and looks like I'm,
still peaking.
I'm still having really strong contractions at like 100, and I don't feel a thing. And it is amazing. So personally, I am very, very glad that I did epidural. Now I just have happy memories towards the end of my birthing experience. So that's what I decided to do.
And just, just being the partner too, not having to see your wife just in pain 24/7 throughout the whole thing. Again, whatever you guys want to do. Just saying from the husband's perspective, I think it just relieves all stress all around for family members, everybody.
You don't have to do any type of like weird labor positions because since you're numb from the waist down, you can't stand up anymore. So here's the thing about epidural. Once you get one, you can't eat anymore. So make sure you eat before. You can't even have water. I was so thirsty. All they gave me was ice chips. So I was munching on some ice chips.
Which is just frozen ice. Like, don't add the
frozen
chips
ice?
to make it seem
Frozen
like
water.
frozen. What'd I say?
Frozen ice.
Never mind. I'm done with my thing. I don't deserve to insult anybody.
But then the nurse snuck in some apple juice, so now I had like a snow cone.
Yeah.
Flavored.
Poured some apple juice in there.
And I thought it was gonna be weird to like not be able to feel my legs, but like you still like you kind of feel what's going on. It's not like someone chopped off half your body, but it's just like my legs felt like huge sausages. I kept remember thinking like this is weird. Then I jumped from 1 centimeter to 3 centimeters. So, okay, great. Like we're making good progress. Your contractions are really working. Like this is going good. And then she was gonna check me again a couple hours later. I was like, okay, maybe I'll be like at 8. Like let's just rush it. I'm like, okay, maybe we'll be at 4. Realistically, I thought I was gonna maybe be at 4 or 5 because they said I'm not gonna have this baby until Sunday. So then around 10:30, she checks me again and I'm already at 8 centimeters.
Yeah.
10 is the magic number
like,
we're trying to get to.
How did we get here? How?
Yeah, so my body was just super reacting to this quarter of a pill. So they call my doctor and they're like, hey, what do you want us to do? I think she's gonna have this baby tonight. So our parents they already went home. We told them to get some sleep, told them to come back at 1 a.m. if they wanted to be there. And they were like, hey, we need to call them like now.
Yeah.
So then our parents got there by like 11-ish.
Well, your family did.
Yeah, my family got there like 11-ish, and she was okay, we're having this baby tonight.
Right.
So I was like, well, what happened to Sunday night?
And the nurse that said that, her shift ended, so we couldn't be like, hey, I don't trust you anymore.
Never know how wrong she was.
Never know.
So then it's showtime. We're just waiting for the doctor to get there. And we call Royce's mom. We tell her to come now.
Yes.
So we're waiting for her and the doctor to get there. And as soon as they get there, it's showtime.
Yep. And what's funny is, so my mom was panicking. She thought she was missing it because the doctor had just got there. And I told her, like, the doctor just got here. She's like, I'm going to miss it. I was like, no, you can do it. You can do it. So literally, right as soon as she gets there, that's when the whole process had begun. So I'm walking her down the hall like, all right, we're about to do it. By the way, you're filming. And she was like, what? And my mother, God bless her soul, not the strongest in those type of stressful moments to capture what you need. So I knew it was a tall order, but I still knew, I trusted her. I knew she wouldn't let us down, and she did great.
As you guys saw.
Great job, Mom. You're awesome.
So now we're all in the room. We needed his mom to like sneak record because
and this is my fault.
We were told several times not to film anything, but our doctor said she didn't care, so we were just gonna like wait till everybody was busy in the area and then bring out the camera. But I guess we didn't tell her that part.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that as we were rushing.
Like, hey, no cameras. She was like, oh, okay. I'm like, okay, at least do audio.
I meant to say like be slick about it, but she walks in there and she's like, okay, guys, and they're like, no filming. And she's like, oh, okay. But we told her she could still do audio, so that's the audio that you guys have seen in the video.
Oh, cranky butt.
Oh no.
No, just keep sleeping. We're almost done with the story. You're fine.
So anyway.
So now it was time to push. So this part's pretty like, okay, this is it. Like, I'm about to see my baby.
Happening. Like, and the thing is, like, you think you're like preparing for this moment, but like, when it's happening, you're just kind of like, how did we get here? Why is this? I am not ready. I'm not prepared. And for me, since I, was going to catch the baby, I had to get in the right robes and gowns and the gloves, so everything had to be sterilized. And once I did that, then I like stood the whole time like this.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can do it, baby. Keep pushing.
Which was very encouraging, I will say that. But when it was time to push, they tell you to tuck your chin and you need to push as hard as you can. Push for 10 seconds. So you go 1, 2, 3, and you're just holding this push for 10 seconds as strong as you can. So I did that 3 times. And then she's okay, I think we're gonna use the vacuum. So we're gonna pull, which is like literally, I mean, you describe it. I don't know what it looked like.
Yeah, this is what freaked me out because they were having trouble getting him out. So then, the doctors did that one thing. They were like, okay, and we're just kind of like, what's going on? But then I see the doctor take the vacuum, and she's just like, all right, exaggerating, of course, but this is what it looked like to me. She was like, all right, cool, let's go. And I was just like, ah! And
so dramatic. It was a very calm experience.
It wasn't that
like
bad.
A comic book.
It was probably like, the whole thing was probably like this big.
Is it like a plunger looking?
Yeah, so there's like a handle and then like the little plunger, and that's the part that goes in.
So they put the whole thing inside.
The whole thing. Now the thing, I didn't see it go in.
And I didn't feel a thing.
Which is crazy. And by the way, it's hilarious because in between those pushes, they gave her like a little time to take a break, catch her breath.
Very short break.
She's having a full-on conversation with the doctor. The doctor's like, you're doing great. And you're like, oh, thank you. Is there anything I can do to improve my pushing? Can I do anything better?
I wasn't sure I was doing it right.
And I'm just like, we're in the middle of labor. Why is everyone so chill right now? Yeah. Put in the vacuum, then...
So I have one more push.
One more push.
The vacuum, so the vacuum's going to pull while I push.
Mm-hmm. And then at that point, the doctor's like, Royce. And I'm like... So then I run over, and then as I turn the corner, everything. I just see... everything.
All of my womanness.
Yeah, no. And I was just like, well, I'm here now. I'm acclimated. Let's go. And so now I'm just like waiting and like I don't know what to do. And then it's just like everything's heightened because then I'm seeing this like suction thing being like tugged back and forth like this. And I'm just like, okay. And then all of a sudden there's this little pull, and then I see the suction bringing out this head, and this head just like pops out of the hole. And then in that moment, nothing mattered. Nothing was disgusting. Everything was beautiful. And that's where I got excited. And I was like, there's the head. And then she's like, Royce, put your hands here. And I was like, eh. And she was like, get over here. And I was like, ah. And then she tugged. She did one more pull. And Jalen literally just slid out. I thought it was going to be like a nice little like out like that. That last pull, he was like, and just like falls into my hands. And I was like,
you did not juggle like baby.
I did.
He's so dramatic.
But that's how it felt inside, okay? Like he just felt so slippery, and I had the gloves on, and I literally was just like, and I'm just like staring at this baby, and I'm like, this baby literally went from inside of her body into my hands. Like
you're the first to hold
him. And I'm literally like just frozen like this, and to the point where the doctor was like, okay, now give it to the mother. And I'm like, oh yeah, okay. But like I was just, it was the most beautiful thing ever. Like just to literally catch him into the world, bring him into the world like that. Man, I don't even have a word. I don't even know how to describe it. It was just like the whole room just went silent in that moment. I was just staring at him.
Yeah.
And then passed it over to her. And then we saw that the umbilical cord had wrapped around his ankle, which is why they were having trouble pulling him out the regular way. So then I saw that, and then I was freaking out like, oh no, it's around his ankle. But then the doctor's like, look, it's wrapped around his ankle. Quick, get a picture of this. And I'm like, I guess it's not a big deal.
It's not the neck, so I guess it doesn't matter.
Exactly. And then from there, she gave me the scissors to cut the umbilical cord, and like this was another thing I didn't
even see that happen. That must have happened.
It was quick, and I always was nervous about that because it was like I thought it was gonna be like a nice just little quick snip, but it was just kind of like
need sharper scissors,
and then it cuts. Yeah, so that part kind of freaked me out. There's just a lot of things that is just kind of like, yeah. But it's just it's all masked over just how beautiful the whole process is, and then at that point. Baby gets to her, and then
we did skin to skin. That's why we had to blur out my nips
immediately. Yeah, just exposure.
But like
everywhere.
just to see, like I was just so excited for that first like raise up of the baby from like what I can't see to seeing him, and then it's just like, oh my god, like he's here.
Yeah.
There was really a baby inside. Like we know we've seen a million ultrasounds, but like that was really inside me. We made a human.
And hearing his cry for the first time, like that was just heart-wrenching. Just
first he wasn't crying, so I'm like, is everything okay? Like, should he be crying? And then eventually he'd start like cooing and stuff, so he was fine. But
and then we were just in that moment, and then after that point, then they cleared the room, family, everybody else, because we had both of our moms in the room, so they had to leave. All the nurses left, and then it was just private time with just us three, and that it was just the most peaceful life has ever been, ever.
I think that is our full story, but on our Instagram, make sure you guys follow us at R&B Fam. We actually asked you guys to send us some questions.
Yes.
In case we missed anything.
And thank you guys there was a lot.
Yeah, we got a lot of good questions. I think I answered most of them, but let me just double check and see what else you guys want to know. Did your water break naturally, or did the doctors pop it? Great question. I actually forgot about that part. So I took a quarter of a pill at 2 p.m. At 3:30, my water broke all on its own. And that was interesting. You literally feel like a pop from within you. Like there's a water balloon and someone went, and you're just like, oh, what is that? And then you're like 3, 2, 1. And then all this water starts to trickle. Water starts coming out, and then wait a little bit, and then like some more comes out. I was like, I think my water broke. So I'm actually really glad that I got to experience at least that. And then because my water broke, I was like, okay, this is probably going to escalate quickly, as it did. And just so you know, my doctor said that the pill she gave me, some people have to take like multiple full pills to get a reaction out of it, and I took a quarter of it and my body was like whoosh.
We're ready to go.
It was like a super jump start that I think my body just needed, because I was already a week past my due date. He was ready to come out. He just needed a little jump start.
Right. How were you able to mentally prepare to see Bianca give birth? Now, a big part of this was us attending those birthing classes. I honestly feel like if I didn't attend those classes, I would have went in completely blind. I would have been confused about everything. That's what really, really helped, and it helped me stay calm.
Did you poop? And did Royce leave you like he said he would if you did?
Well, I'm still here.
He's still here.
Well, should I answer?
We keeping it real on R&B Fam.
All right, we going in there. So there wasn't like, you know, a full pile.
Oh
So just
my
like
God.
just poop, poop, poop. But before it was my time to go over there, I was trying not to look as much as possible so I could savor the things that I would have to see. But I would, every now and then I would get a little curious, and you know, I would you know, see some stray strands of brownness.
Strands?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
You
because
said little droplets.
well, okay, little
I thought
droplets.
it was like a little rabbit.
I mean, little drop, a little bit longer.
We'll leave it at that.
You
Little
know,
droplets, not a lot.
I don't want to get graphic, but you know, it was happening.
Why am
'cause
I putting this on
There
the
was
internet?
digging around and things, and you know, every now and then.
They assured me that if anything came out, they'd wipe it and put away, and it's like
and they were.
nobody
That's what
ever
they were
knew.
doing. They were on it.
Yes.
So
it wasn't a big deal.
yeah.
Just don't freak out.
No.
Moving on, next question.
So this is a good question. Were you as involved as you thought you would be, or more? And I would say probably just about the right amount. Because I mean, you know, going into it, I did as much as I could to be supportive, not just in the not just in the delivery, but throughout the entire pregnancy. So for example, I wanted to make sure I was at all the ultrasounds, and just be as, you know, a part of everything as possible. So once the pregnancy came, and like I said before, the birthing classes, having all that and being there with her, I felt like I had the right knowledge to be as involved as I was.
Piggybacking off of that, I got a question saying, was Royce helpful, overly helpful, or annoying during the process? And I will agree with Royce that he was just perfect the whole time. While I was pushing, he was like, you're doing great, you're doing amazing, you look beautiful, oh my gosh, you're doing so good, you got this. And he was just like my little cheerleader the whole time. Royce and I have a lot of videos for you guys.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna do a postpartum video. I'm gonna do what's in my hospital bag. We still have to do our nursery tour. We have to do unboxings of both of our strollers. So I'm gonna be pregnant in those videos. So just be prepared on why I'm pregnant again.
Just ignore it.
But yeah, we have been taking care of our little baby. So we've been a little busy.
Should we show the people?
So wake him
Oh
up.
no, he's sleeping. Forget
It's
it.
not worth it.
No.
It's not worth the views.
Next time. You know what he looks like.
But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for sending in your questions. We don't really have any type of posting schedule, so make sure you hit that bell so you're notified as soon as we post a new video. Subscribe. Follow us on Instagram at R&B Fam.
Also, Twitter and Facebook if you use those things.
And we'll see you guys next time. Bye!
I've seen things.